Use our trim tool on the inside and just going to pop out this little bucket right here. It's going to expose 2 Torx screws. Let's go ahead and loosen these. And then we'll go ahead and remove them. Use your trim tool to get underneath the switch bezel here. Pull this up. And go ahead and disconnect our connectors here. Right behind the door release handle pull, use your pocket screwdriver to pop up that trim. And there's another Torx screw right in here. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. On the side edge of the door, you have your reflector here. We're going to use our trim tool. Get behind there, pop that out. Using a 7mm deep socket, we're going to go ahead and remove this screw on the inside here. Using our trim tool, we're going to go ahead and put it between the door panel and the door shell and gently tug away. This will start to release our plastic push pins supporting the door shell. Pull it out and lift up. I'm going to use our pocket screwdriver. I want to go ahead and release our dual pull cable here. Pop that out, release that ball and cable from the back of the handle. And we have our power door lock harness right here. Gonna release our power door lock switch harness right here. There's a little tab on the top. That'll pop off like that. And go ahead and set your panel aside. We have our interior insulator pad here. Someone else was already in here, so we have some duct tape and various pieces of material or anchoring material here. I'm gonna peel this off. I'm just folding this over. We'll have to reapply tape on this if we have to secure this in place. This was all shredded before we got in here, so we're going to do the best we can to go ahead and pull that down. At this point here, I'm just going to leave this hanging here, and we'll just retape this up when we put it back together. On the inside of the door shell here, I want to go ahead and go to this harness right here. We're going to use our trim tool and just pop this off right here. I'm going to go ahead and pull that harness out a little bit. And on the inside, where that connector is right here, I'm going to go ahead and use our pick, and we're going to lift up on this little tab right here. So there's a little latching unit right here, like a lock. Go ahead and lift that up. You can go ahead and grab that connector, pull that off. Now we have this rod right here. It has some threads on it. This is because this rod goes up to the door handle, and it is adjustable for the tension on the door handle on the exterior part of the door. So what we want to do is pay attention to the amount of threads here and the amount of threads on the bottom. We're going to use our pick, and we want to go ahead and release this lock here. Open that up and release that rod like that. On the door shell here, we have 3 T30 Torx bits screws. We're going to go ahead and remove these. Set those aside. On the inside of the door shell, we have this windshield or glass guide here, the rubber track. There's a bracket right here on the inside you can see. And if you come down, there's another bracket down here. On the door shell, there is a bolt right here. And then there is a bolt right here. We're going to loosen the top one. We're going to remove the lower one. And that's going to allow us to move that guide or glass guide out of the way and get the unit that we need to access out. Now our cable right here, we have a little bracket here. We're going to go ahead and pop this off. All right. Now that we have the glass guide loose and pushed away, we have access to our unit here. We have 2 rods. We have the interior lock rod right here, and then we have a door handle rod on the other side. We need to try and manipulate this to pop these rods out. Pull this boot on the outside. We're just going to remove this here. It makes it a little bit easier to pull through the door shell, even though there is a slot there. Pull this boot on the outside. We're going to swap over our rods onto our new unit. So we're going to take the manual lock rod right here. Let's work that out. I'm going to swap it over to the new unit here. Let's work that in, pop that in like so. Take this rod here, work that out, and set the old unit aside. So we'll just put that in, rotate it into place, and there we have it. When we install this here, we're going to feed this in, pull this main rod up and through the hole in the door. This rod here will go up inside, and there's going to be a mechanism up top that this will just pop into and hook on the top side. So let's go ahead and get this fed into place. So with this unit in place, I'm going to go ahead and get our glass guide lined back up, get these bolts back in place, and then we can go ahead and get these rods attached and get the 3 bolts on the latch mechanism installed. I'm going to get our latch lined up. Let's go ahead and get our screws started here. And once we have all 3 of these started, I'm going to go ahead and tighten them down. We're going to install our rubber boot. And go ahead and thread our knob back on. And this pretty much goes all the way down. Now we have our yellow clip right here. This is our retainer for our door handle rod. I want to go ahead and make sure that we can get that lined up. I'm going to snap that into place and bring this cover over, and this will lock it in. Snap it into place, and there you have it. Let's go ahead and get our connector installed. I'm going to bring that inside. I'm going to go ahead and plug it into this unit right here. And then press down our red lock tab here. That'll lock it into place. Now we can go ahead and install our retainer right here. Now on our old cable, I'm going to go ahead and open up this little clip here. I'm going to swap it over to our new cable. Pop that on like so. I'm going to bring this over and install the clip. You're going to install your water shield, line this up. Now, in our instance, we're going to reapply some duct tape to hold our shield in place. And do this around the perimeter. Normally there would be a adhesive strip around the perimeter, but ours was torn off and beat up. So we're just going to continue putting a few strips of duct tape to hold this in place, and then we'll install our door panel. Now on our harness, we have our power door lock wire harness right here. I'm going to go ahead and line this up. Get that pressed into place. Once that's locked in, bring your door panel up. I'm going to feed our harness up and into that area. On the inside, we have our cable unit here. We need to go ahead and line this up. Put that in the back of the handle. And then go ahead and get our cable popped back in. Let's go ahead and install the cable on the back side of the handle. And we'll get that popped into place here. Like so. Now we're going to go ahead and hang the top of the door panel on our sill. Line up our door lock right here. Make sure the door panel sets properly, and then we're going to go ahead and snap it into place. Just going to install our screw here. And snug that down. I want to go ahead and install your reflector here. Install our screw behind our door handle here. Once you get that started, we'll go ahead and snug that down. Install a little trim piece here. Just going to install our power switch panel here. Line up your connectors. Snap those into place. And then take the front side of our power switch and insert this down and in. And then push this down. Now that your trim bezel is installed, let's go ahead and get our screws started in here. And we'll go ahead and snug these down. And once you feel that screw bottom out, go ahead and give that probably about another half a turn. Make sure those are nice and snug. Take your little rubber trim bucket here and pop that down inside. There you go.